We are at the Art Farm in the south of Joburg, where a vibrant exhibition is celebrating 30 years of democracy in South Africa through the lens of visual art is currently showing. Visual artist and art facilitator Dhlame invites you to explore a collection of works that capture the spirit of freedom, resilience, and ongoing journeys towards a more just and equitable society. Be ready to be moved, inspired, and challenged as the art ignites dialogue and celebrates the power of a voice and expression.
I'm a practicing artist by profession. Even now, I still practice in my own space and I create art. So this exhibition brings us together where now I am curating it, because I've always had an interest in finding a solution in the arts. So I've done so many curations around South Africa and abroad. As you see, I am curating a show that encompasses veteran artists and young emerging artists. So it's two different people. So veteran artists, it's people, of course, that have done it before us. So we're following their path. And most of them are people who played a very major role in the art sector in terms of education, in terms of where we are today as artists. You know, for example, the likes of Charles Sokaya Nkosi, Cyril Manganye, we have Professor Make, we also have Lififi Tladi, and we have Dr. David Kulwane and Dominic Shabangu as veteran artists, including Vincent Baloi. Then in terms of young emerging artists, it's myself, Dhlame, Nompumelelo Shabalala, that's one of her works. We have Lerato Mutau, we have Chipape Mahatu, we have Musa Kokalelo from the Eastern Cape, we have Datini Mzaiya from the Eastern Cape as well. We have Minenkulu Ngoyi. We also have Olivia Company, a Swiss-based artist, is in Switzerland. And we have Lawrence Chikwa, a Zambian artist. My work is inspired by current affairs, you know, like what we see on daily basis, our environment, you know, the political sphere, you know, the social sphere. You know, mostly my work comments on social ills, and we also look at, for example, I also focus on the city, how the city it's been and what it's been today, you know, looking at the dilapidation of the city compared to post-94 when it was still ruled by the old regime, you know. So, but currently, if you look at the city, you know, there's still, you know, portions of the city of facades of buildings that are crumbling. You know, the city, the way it's created, before it used to host about 5 million, but now I think we are beyond the capacity of, you know, hosting those people. So that's why you see the city crumbling, because I think as the population is too heavy to host all these people. So what I capture in my art is to kind of show you these layers that are behind these walls, you know, when they crumble. So they tell you a story about the people who used to inhabit the space before us and the continuation up until today. So in the 30 years of democracy, actually plays part and parcel of putting such iconographies in today's commemoration of 30 years. It's also politics of space. If we had to think about politics of space and how actually South Africa is designed, you know that we've got your Soweto, where we grew up, where we were born and raised. You know, we've got other smaller portions of townships. And also here, this also marks how much land is owned, you know, in South Africa, especially when you look at social ills and questions of land that we always speak about. For me, it resonates with also reminding ourselves, you know, about what is South Africa and what does freedom mean to all of us. as much as we are saying we are free? So those are the questions we are actually posing and asking in this exhibition. As cultural practitioners, we really don't need to, not to be denied actually our expression, because as we say that, art is a mirror to the society, art is a cradle of heritage and social construction or community construction. So as artists, I think we are very important figures in actually commenting on all these issues that are facing, since 30 years. And prior that, we, as we showing veteran artists, we know that they also played a role in resisting apartheid. Hence, I'm showing the young and the new, the young and the old, because of they played a role in paving a way to get to where we are today, So I think they also played a very important part in actually nurturing and crafting, the current affairs today, looking back to from apartheid. Challenges will always be there. As artists, we need to keep on reminding, our leaders that we are here to actually talk about all these issues that are affecting our society, and as well as, advocating, for our people, especially black people, that, there's still social imbalances, and there's still poverty out there. So basically, the art that you see today speaks about such, problems that we are facing as a country, and looking at all these iconography, like there are certain symbols and representations that are within these compositions that talks about such issues that we are facing. My thoughts on the future of democracy, I just want to see more change and more benefits for artists, because, as artists, people might think that art is a hobby. We're working here and we are playing a certain role in shaping the future of this country. So it shows you how art can change the society and how art can also engage deeply in what affects the society. So I think in the near future, things will get better as long as artists are still alive. Of course, we are going nowhere. We'll keep on questioning what is happening around this country and also promoting livelihoods of our people. When I say let's talk tomatoes, imagine when you're on stage performing and people don't really feel what you're singing about or performing about, and they end up throwing tomatoes at you. So as politicians as well, I feel like they are wearing a certain mask of some sort, where you see this person, but behind it's another person. Let's talk tomatoes. It can also be senseless, because now we're busy saying this, we're going to change this, we're going to do this. We're talking tomatoes. It doesn't hold water. It's not something that is really promising, because I know that our politicians always promise and promise up until Jesus comes. So let's make sure that things change. And this piece actually reflects on that. Art always manifests something, You don't paint for the sake of painting. You need to be inspired by something. You need to look deeper into how you can radicalize, the way you do things. It's very important. Let's not just pretend as if we don't see what is happening. So I think art is a tool to actually speak about such issues. If you look at art in the 1930s coming this way, we used to have a guy called Gerald Sikoto, who ended up going to exile and lived in Paris. Those artists went through hardship because during apartheid, there was not really freedom of expression. As an artist, you would be arrested, if you were to be found a group of people, there's music playing, or you're celebrating something, so you'll be arrested for that. So that's why the Gerald Sikoto, you can even look at in their work. Their work are very small in scale, because what they would do, they would take the easel and take a small piece of paper and sketch whatever that was happening around them. And they were always ready, because they were not sure if by the time they're still working, there will be a van of police coming to arrest them. So you understand that those people were denied the expression. They were denied social commentary, because, of course, what they were painting or singing about is things that were happening, and the oppression, of black people. So old artists, I think they had it difficult compared to new artists. Looking at Rocksdrift, I think 2 or 3 artists that we're hosting here, they come from Rocksdrift Art. Rocksdrift, it's one of the first schools that catered for black people in the entire South Africa in terms of art. That school was based in Inqutu, in the KZN, and it was under the missionary control. So these artists had to go right down in the Bundus to go study art, because there was no art, around, I would say, Gauteng, and art was only privileged as well for, the white sector, compared to, the black sector during apartheid. So Rocksdrift played a very important role in actually taking some of the black artists to go and study and practice art. Hence, we have them today, and those artists actually played a role in also facilitating art schools around Soweto, where we have one of the first schools that catered for black people in Soweto or Black Township. It was Funda Center. And there's also another school called Manu. I think Manu was in Dobsonville, and Fuba in Newtown. So those were the first black art schools that catered for the black community.